Hey everybody, Ms. Dietrich here. We're looking at question number 7. They want the area of the shaded region. We have two approaches that we can take on this. Approach number 1 is we can find the area of this blue triangle, then find the area of this trapezoid and subtract it out. That's one method. So let me just put these shapes over here, even though they're not perfect. Method number 2 is we could find the area of the two separate triangles. So in other words, find the area of this triangle and then find the area of the other triangle, which I'm going to highlight in red. Now in class, we did this together, and most people prefer doing it this way rather than the way that I presented to you first. So let's explore that option. Now remember, to find the area of any triangle, you need to know the base and the height, and they have to be perpendicular to each other. So let's look at this yellow triangle, and I'm going to use purple ink just because it's dark and we can see it. The formula for area of a triangle is base times height. So again, we're finding the area of the triangle that I have highlighted in yellow. Now, if we use this as the base right here, 13, let's substitute that number in for the base. We have to find a value that's perpendicular to that. Now, I want to point something out to you. If we look at this line right here, see how they're telling you that this line is 11? Now, if I slide that over, does that also represent the height of that triangle? And the answer to that question is yes. So the height on that triangle is 11. Let's put it in. All right, now if you don't remember the 11 trick, in class I talked about how you should be able to multiply any two-digit number with 11. And the trick is you take the two digits that you're multiplying with 11 and you write them. So we have a 1 and we have a 3. And you just quite simply add these two numbers together. 1 plus 3 would be 4. So the product of 13 times 11 is 143. Isn't that a great trick? All right, we still have to take half of that. So how do we do that on a calculator? You can have the 143 in the calculator and then hit divided by 2. Or you have the option of just doing 0.5 times this number. But since I'm a fan of hitting fewer buttons on the calculator, I prefer putting in this blue number first, hitting divide, and then by 2. That's the same thing as taking half, and we get this number. I'm going to write that number down. It's 71.5, and that's going to be square inches. All right, and I'm going to write it again right here so we can see it, 71.5. All right, so now let's talk about how would we find the area of the red triangle. I'm going to erase this just to give us some room. So the red triangle, I'll use red ink. Formula for a triangle is half of the base times the height. Now, whenever you're looking for the base and the height of a triangle, you're really looking for the two numbers that are perpendicular to each other. That means they form a 90-degree angle. And this is a 90-degree angle right here. This, I'll put a little perpendicular symbol to show you. That's a right angle. So that means we can use this and this. This can be used as the base, and this will be the height. 21 is the base, and 15 is the height. All right, let's take out our calculators. And how about, since we don't have an even number to take half of, what I'm going to propose is that we do this first. Get a product. 21 times 15, and we get this number, 315. Let me write that number down, 315, and we have to take half of that. So there's two ways to take half of a number on a calculator. Method 1 is to rethink this as 0.5 or 5/10 times 315. Option 2 is I already have the 315 in there. Let's divide it by 2. And we get this number, 157 and 5/10. Let's write that number down, 157 and 5/10. And of course, that's square inches. All right, I'm going to write that number in the red triangle, 157.5. Now, the only thing left you have to do, because they want the area of the shaded region, if you add these two things together, then you'll have the area of the shaded region. Now, if you prefer the other strategy, which is to find the area of the outside triangle and subtract out the area of the trapezoid, then you're going to have a slightly different approach, different work on your page. But in this case, you need to add these two things together to get your answer. So good luck finishing that up.